For an athlete to develop motivation, they must have confidence in their ability to achieve their goals. In this way, confidence and motivation are closely related. Athletes are motivated to practice and to perform because they possess confidence that they can eventually succeed at their sport. Other factors that serve to guide and motivate, such as optimism and positive thinking, are rooted in the core belief that you have the power to influence the outcomes in your life by your actions. This confidence or belief is referred to as self-efficacy in the sports psychology literature, and it is considered to be the most important psychological state that affects performance. In this video, we will be delving into the science of self-efficacy and describing 4 mechanisms to help us develop it. Let's jump in. Psychologist Albert Bandura defines self-efficacy as beliefs in one's capabilities to organize and execute the courses of action required to produce given attainments. For the sake of this video, we will simplify this definition to beliefs in one's capabilities, and use the word confidence interchangeably with self-efficacy. Albert Bandura proposed that 4 principal sources of information are used to build, maintain, and regain self-efficacy beliefs. These 4 sources of information are past performance accomplishments, which are also known as mastery experiences or previous experiences, vicarious experiences, which is the comparison to others such as teammates or sporting heroes, verbal persuasion, which can come from coaches, family, teammates, friends, yourself, or others, and physiological regulation, which refers to our ability to regulate our physical and emotional states. Past performance accomplishments are the most effective way to develop self-efficacy. With tasks that are too difficult, it is unrealistic to expect success, so it is important to initially reduce the difficulty of the task to ensure success. The task should not be too easy though. If you experience only easy successes, you will begin to expect quick results and will be easily discouraged by failure. It is also important to understand that it will not always be smooth sailing on your journey to mastery. You will inevitably experience adversity, which may lower your self-efficacy. In order to maintain or regain your self-efficacy during tough times, it is important to see failure as instructive. What I mean by this is that failure should be seen as information that you can use to learn from your mistakes. If we look at adversity in this way, it turns into an opportunity to learn and improve rather than a demoralizing event.
It wasn't ideal. I got caught. It is what it is. I'll face it. I'll take it on the chin and I'll carry on. I'll learn from it and that's it.
Efficacy information can also be gained from vicarious experiences, such as observational learning and participatory modeling. Observational learning refers to watching a model or template to copy, such as a skilled coach, a skilled teammate, or a video of skilled performers. By seeing athletes who are similar to ourselves succeed, this raises our belief in our own abilities. Participatory modeling refers to first observing an athlete or coach perform a skill and then having them help you successfully perform this skill. Having a knowledgeable and effective coach is important for this. The better the coach, the more confident this will help you feel. The next source of efficacy information is verbal persuasion. If athletes are persuaded to believe in themselves, they will put in more effort, and this increases their chances of success. Verbal persuasion can come from a variety of sources, such as the cheering from your supporters, self-talk, a pre-game speech, familial support, and a coach's encouragement, to name a few. Successful confidence builders do more than convey faith in others. They also structure situations in ways that increase their athletes' chances of success, and they avoid placing them prematurely in situations where they are likely to fail. So, as an athlete, it is important to find and surround yourself with knowledgeable and supportive people who will help you with this. It is also important to avoid negative verbal persuasion, as it is easier to lower beliefs of self-efficacy than it is to increase them. The reason for this is that unrealistic boosts in confidence through verbal persuasion are quickly disconfirmed by disappointing results. But people who are persuaded that they lack capabilities tend to give up quickly when faced with adversity and avoid challenging goals that could have built confidence. In this way, negative verbal persuasion can create an adverse self-fulfilling prophecy. To avoid this from occurring, we must maintain an optimistic perspective. To quote Albert Bandura, human well-being and attainments require an optimistic and resilient sense of efficacy. This is because the usual daily realities consist of several difficulties. They are full of frustrations, conflicts, impediments, adversities, failures, setbacks, and inequities. To succeed, one cannot afford to be a realist. Realists forego the endeavor, are easily discouraged by failures should they try, or they become cynics about the prospect of effecting personal and social changes. So, in general, to improve as an athlete, it is better to be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. That being said, this does not apply in all situations. For example, in extreme sports where the margin of error is narrow and missteps are potentially fatal, your personal well-being is best served by a more realistic assessment of your capabilities. The next source of self-efficacy information is physiological regulation, which refers to our ability to regulate our physical and emotional states. When we judge our capabilities, we often rely on our physical and emotional states. For example, some athletes interpret their anxiety as a sign of being inferior. Mood also affects how athletes judge their capabilities. Positive mood increases confidence, and a depressed mood diminishes it. Because of this, self-efficacy can be strengthened by reducing anxiety and depressed mood, by building physical strength and stamina, and by changing negative interpretations of physical and emotional states. It is not the sheer intensity of emotional and physical reactions that is important, but rather how we perceive and interpret them. Confident athletes, for example, are likely to view their state of physiological arousal as an energizing boost for performance, whereas those who doubt themselves see their physiological arousal as debilitating. This is an important topic that deserves a more in-depth explanation, so I will make a separate video on it in the future. And there you have it, the 4 fundamental mechanisms described by Albert Bandura to help us build self-efficacy. These efficacy beliefs determine performance by influencing our thoughts, emotions, motivation, and decision-making. And now that you understand these mechanisms, you can begin to play with them like levers to increase confidence. The topics I cover on this channel influence these mechanisms in different ways. For example, breathing exercises can be used to regulate our physiology, mood, and emotions. Visualization can be used for mental rehearsal of successful outcomes and to regulate our thoughts and emotions. Deliberate practice, a strong work ethic, and goal setting leads to accomplishments. Positive self-talk can be used to motivate and persuade us that we can accomplish our goals and to regulate our thoughts and emotions. A mastery-oriented mindset and environment, rather than solely a competitive one, influences all of these mechanisms. Meditation can be used to strengthen our attentional systems and to regulate our thoughts and emotions. Having a knowledgeable and supportive coach provides us with a model to copy and a guide to successful outcomes. And support from family, friends, and teammates can persuade us that we can achieve our goals and energize us to do so. Ultimately, there are no shortcuts to developing confidence. There are no tricks or hacks. True, genuine belief in one's abilities is developed through a combination of sources, such as the ones I mentioned in this video. However, it is important to keep in mind that the most important source of confidence or self-efficacy is from past performance accomplishments. This means that developing and improving your sport-specific skills through training and goal setting is necessary for lasting confidence. Although you can boost confidence through strategies such as self-talk, visualization, and others, this confidence will not last unless you also take action to develop the skills you need to succeed in your sport. And lastly, your self-efficacy may fluctuate as you face adversity on your journey to mastery. Remember to learn from your shortcomings and remain optimistic. Developing resilience requires experience in overcoming obstacles. Some setbacks serve a useful purpose in teaching us that success usually requires sustained effort. By sticking it out through tough times, you will emerge stronger from adversity. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to get the best strategies for optimal performance.